when do you use physical computing in your classroom? Whether it's like an unplugged or like using a device like a microbit to be able to create some kind of like a sports game or whatever, when do you use it? Do you use it to introduce a concept, to reinforce a concept, or is this like a separate unit or activity, or do you not engage with it at all? If you do engage with physical computing, how do you prevent the novelty from wearing off? I often see kids who get very interested in some kind of a physical device, and if it does not have like a low floors, high ceilings, and wide walls like a microbit might have, then students eventually get bored with it. With some kind of, even if students are like super excited about this like robot or whatever, you give it a week or two of them using it and they'll be like, yeah, this isn't as interesting as being able to like code something in Scratch which has low floors, high ceilings, wide walls, which means that there's a low barrier of entry, there's a high ceiling for complexity that can be explored, and there's a wide range of projects or activities or whatever that can be created through that particular platform or device, etc. To reiterate this, I have spoken with some like heads of computer science in districts across the country, and many of them have said, yeah, we bought this particular robot or device or tool for physical computing. It was interesting. Students may have used it for a week, maybe for a month, and then it just sits on the shelf and collects dust for the rest of the year. If you think those experiences are so valuable that it's worth that initial investment cost, which generally speaking is very high, to be able to get classroom sets or district sets, etc., and you think that's worthwhile, great. But if you are not aware of that phenomenon and you have not experienced buying devices only to see it being put on the shelf after a month, maybe experiment with a small subset of devices and see how that goes instead of buying a bunch of different devices. Or one approach that you could do is like, if this is really interesting for like 2 weeks, get like a school set that can be used by a classroom educator and then rotate it over to another school like for the remaining weeks and just keep doing that throughout the year. So then eventually it'll come back and it'll be novel again because students aren't working on it every single day. But those are just my experiences and opinions. This excerpt was from episode 198 of the CSK8 podcast, which is titled Scratch for Sports. You can listen to the full episode by searching for the CSK8 podcast on your favorite podcast app or by going to jaredoleary.com.